Hey guys, got a new Benchmade I wanted to show you. I've got this about a week ago. First experience I've had with a Bugout, and so far I'm very happy with it. So they brought out the 20 CV models, and so I figured I'd jump on one of those. Got myself one of the Custom Shop versions. So Blades Canada, or Warriors and Wonders, here in Canada, whenever Benchmade brings out a knife in their custom shop, they usually order a bunch of different configurations. And this is one of those cases. I got a barrage at one point that was serial numbered 1 through, I think there was 100 or 200 of them they ordered in a blue scale that wasn't normal. It was from the custom shop. This is similar to that. They're not numbered, but this is a configuration that you could build in the Benchmade Custom Shop. So very bright neon green scales. Axis lock, of course. Super thin. Extremely lightweight. Extremely fast. Now, I've seen some unboxings of these and they were a little stiff. Of course, you could loosen the pivot, but a lot of people say just leave it and it'll work itself in. This one was actually a little light out of the box. Lockup wasn't exactly solid, and it just falls closed. Now, I tightened it up a little bit, but it's loosened off a bit again. So I'll probably end up Loctiting that and putting it where I want it. But it's really fast, really smooth. The axis lock, I've got some gripes with the axis lock from years past. So I used to have an Adamus. Loved that knife, but the D2 blade on it was too heavy for the Omega spring in the axis lock to retain it at all. So you just go like this and it would fall out. Just very easy. I've got it on video. If you want to check out that review, it is in my list of folding knife reviews. I love the Adamus, but I feel like the axis lock isn't scalable. They need to use different springs than they are for the heavier bladed knives. This one is perfect. It's super thin, super lightweight, and the axis lock retains it perfectly. It's not going to fall out on you. Now, the one thing this one does do, because the lock, because the pivot is as loose as it was from the factory, you can hear that, the blade bounces off the inside of the handles. So you tap your thigh, you can feel it rattling off when it's in your pocket. It goes away when you tighten up the pivot. But again, the pivot loosened up on me again. So I find that annoying. I don't know if that would be any different if this thing actually had liners, or if it wasn't flexible in the handle. You know, it is flexible. This Grivery isn't rigid. I don't know. I don't know how much I want to complain about that. I'm going to tighten it up again. I like the speed, and this is not a hard use knife. I've seen people pounding these into trees and all that kind of stuff and batoning with them. That's fine, but this is an everyday carry, super lightweight knife. They called it the Bugout. Cool name. No reason to call it that, though. Outdoor, everyday is what they're saying. Everyday, absolutely. This is the best EDC knife I've carried, in my opinion. It's great. Awesome. Outdoor, sure. If you're at a camp and you're going to do a little bit of food prep, or, you know, making feather sticks, sure. You can do outdoor tasks with it, but that's not what it's made for. I don't care what anyone says. This is not a hard use knife. It can't be as lightweight as it is. The fact that there's no liners, it's super flexy. As long as you know what to expect out of it, you're going to love this knife. And I do. I love it. I don't consider it a Bugout, last knife I ever have to carry type deal. I consider it a super lightweight everyday carry knife. And in that it excels. Thing comes pretty sharp out of the box. like I said, I've used it for a week, and I did strop it just before this video. I have not really messed with the edge, I just threw it on my strop. Kind of fetched up a little there. She's sharp enough. Could I polish the edge and put a better edge on it, and etc., etc.? Yeah, of course, but from the factory, it's pretty good. So, lightweight. It is crazy lightweight. I'll give you some specs here. First of all, for weight. Okay, so this thing weighs 1.88 ounces. Just to show you a comparison, this is what I used to consider extremely lightweight. This is the Spyderco Manix 2 lightweight. 2.9 ounces. Huge difference. Here's a Paramilitary 2. 3.83 ounces. Spyderco Dragonfly 2. G10 version. 1.99 ounces. So this thing weighs less than a Dragonfly 2. And as far as cutting edge, huge difference. So the performance in cutting for the weight is just crazy. And let's look at my old staple, the Manix 2 lightweight. I love this knife. I'm still going to carry this knife, but as far as cutting edge for weight, the Benchmade's got a longer blade on it, more cutting length, more cutting edge. Probably by 1/8 of an inch. Okay, if you line it up on actual cutting edge, it's a bigger knife, much lighter. Okay, now overall length, it's shorter. Pretty cool package. And compare it to a Paramilitary 2. PM2's got it by about the same amount that it had the Manix. No, let me get to the end of the sharpening choil. It is really, really close. I'd say the Paramilitary 2 has it by a 32nd, maybe a 16th. I don't even think that much. And overall length, huge difference. So the amount of actual cutting edge you get on this thing, and you get a big enough handle. I wear extra large size gloves. I certainly envelop the whole thing, but there's nothing uncomfortable about it. And it's plenty big enough for the size of the knife. You have the tape measure here, the ruler. So for blade length, you've got right at 3 inches cutting edge. Overall length on the knife, you're looking at almost 7.5, just under, maybe 7 3/8. Thickness on this thing, see if I can get it show on camera there. 3/8 of an inch. Really nice deep carry pocket clip. It's a short deep carry pocket clip, so it doesn't go very far down on the outside of your pants, and it carries super deep. Okay, so you just get a little fleck of color coming out of the top of your pocket. The handle texture isn't high traction G10 by any means. It is, again, Grivery. It's not G10 at all, but it's got some texture to it. Even the flat spots where they're smooth still have a bit of texture to it. It's a little gritty. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean it does have some actual traction, and it's super This stuff is super bright, almost glows. Again, 20 CV blade on it. Good steel. I can get the focus for you. There we go. 535 is the model. And again, 20 CV. So yeah, the retention on this thing, like I said, is really good. It does just fall closed. You don't got to give it any wrist to close it. And the Omega spring definitely snaps it shut for you. So as far as the axis lock, I think this size is butter for it. It's really good. I had a Barrage that was okay. Never had any problem with the axis lock on it. And then we had another knife. It was newer than the Barrage. It was another assisted open. And the axis lock would stick. You flick it open and you had to really, really work to get it to release. It was like there was something that was, there was some extreme friction in there to get it to let go before you could close it again. I didn't really enjoy that. We tried to, polish it up and clean it a bit. Really didn't come any better before buddy that I was borrowing it from reviewed, took it back and reached out to Benchmade. But this one, no problem at all. Super quick. Works well. Like I said, that lock system is ideal for this size knife. I'm not saying it doesn't work for other sizes, but this one, it really works well. It lends itself to that style very good. So yeah, I've got some more stuff coming up here shortly, guys, as far as videos go. I do have a new CJRB Mangrove that came the same day as this. I've got a couple other things I'm going to do a video on very shortly. New Apex trigger and my FN 509 Tactical I'll probably do a video on. Gotta get it to the range, get a few more rounds through it. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I really like this knife. Definitely recommended. It's much smaller than I initially thought. Even watching other people's reviews, I still didn't understand how small it was. I'm glad I didn't order the mini, because I probably wouldn't have been happy about that. And it would have been my own fault, because of course they give you the specs and stuff, but it just seemed bigger in other people's hands than it is when I get it here and actually get handling it. So I love the size. It's great. Just remember, this is not a hard use knife. I might do some upgrades to it later. I really like this color, so I'm really torn. I considered doing some G10 scales or some carbon fiber. I might do a carbon fiber backspacer or something, but I really don't want to get rid of that color just because that's what kind of drew me to it. So anyway, we'll see. If I do any upgrades, I'll make sure to let you guys know. Do a video on it and all that kind of stuff. But for right now, this has been my everyday carry and probably is going to continue to hold the spot for 3/4 of my week, I would imagine, going forward, until I find something I like better. As far as lightweight carry goes, I've been carrying that and the Olight S1 Arbiton 2. Good little bright, lightweight team, and I'm pretty happy with that combination so far, among other things that I carry on it daily. So anyway, thanks for checking the video out, guys. Subscribe, check me out on Facebook, and stay tuned for some more videos.